Good morning, guys. Um, so, um, I wanted to share a story about when I was on missions with YWAM Youth with a Mission. So, for anybody who's maybe thinking about it, anybody who's in it currently, maybe you're like about to go, I just kind of want to share the story. To hopefully encourage you, maybe to give you a little bit of insight. So yeah, I went to the Netherlands with YWAM in January of 2015, and the first half of my trip, which was about 2.5, 3 months, was all about learning. It was about getting yourself ready to be able to pour into other people. They don't want you, Youth with a Mission doesn't want you kind of just jumping in and trying to share the gospel without being prepared, equipped. They work on, things that you need to heal from. Obviously, you're not perfect by the end of it, but you're in a much better place to be giving to people and sharing and hopefully being a disciple. But anyways, so the first half was in the Netherlands, and then the second half, which was the outreach part, also for another 2.5, 3 months, was in Indonesia and the Netherlands. Indonesia and the Philippines. And when I was over there, we were on this island, and we had met locals that were a part of a church, and they invited us to go to a beach day with them. It was really cool. It was like on black sand beaches, and once we got there, the whole congregation was at the beach, pastors and everything. Once we got there, they were like, okay, so who's going to talk to us? Who's going to give us a sermon kind of thing? And so we kind of expected that everywhere we went. We needed to make sure we had a few things ready, maybe like a personal testimony, someone who had a word to give, and then a third thing, I can't remember. But we just needed to be prepared every time we did things like this. And for this one in particular, I don't remember why, but we were not prepared. And 2 people hadn't taken a turn recently in the rotation of how we were doing it. I was on a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so it was these 2 people's turn. So it's maybe 5 minutes before they're supposed to talk, and the girl that was supposed to kind of give an encouraging word, she kind of froze up, and she just, I think maybe fear overcame her, just the stress of the trip, because it's stressful having to do this every day, especially if things like this don't come easy to you. So she kind of started shutting down, and the team could tell, and it was like, okay, well, we have to kind of do something now. And so I was like, you know what, I'll just do it. I had no idea what I was going to talk about. If anyone knows me, they know that public speaking is not my thing. I'm just a very, I guess you could say shy. I just don't, it doesn't come naturally to me to start making conversation. It's not something that, I hate small talk. Yeah, so anyways, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. It's for the team. Basically, God's got this, because I don't. And so I got up there, and it's a whole congregation of people, too. It's not even just a small group. And I just prayed, and I really felt like God was going to take care of it, and I just trusted him. And so I got up there and I started talking. I can't remember exactly everything I said, but I was just trying to encourage the people about how mission starts like in your own community. We're over here in a new country trying to share the gospel, but God has put you where you are right now to be that light, to share the gospel right where you are. And so that was kind of my message. And it did help that I had to be translated, because I was able to say something, take a second, breathe, think, and then while he was translating, and then I was able to go again. So everything just worked out perfectly. And for me, it was just such a bonding thing with the Lord, because he had me, and I was at peace. I'm never at peace when I'm publicly speaking. Even doing this video is not something I like. I've procrastinated it for about a month now. Sorry, Lee. But so yeah, I just felt so encouraged and empowered that the Holy Spirit used me. And and it wasn't very long or anything like that, maybe 15 minutes. But once I was done, I went back to my team, and my whole team was like, wow, Kelliann, we've never heard you talk like that. And it was just everything we felt like these people needed to hear. And I was just like, yeah, that was literally the Holy Spirit. And it just brought me so much closer to him and gave me an experience of how he just comes through. He's faithful, even when we don't realize it. And yeah, so it was very encouraging for me in that moment. And then, hopefully for the people I was talking to. But missions is hard, especially if it's not something that comes natural to you to speak to people. But, there's so many pros that come with it, so many experiences that you would normally never encounter if you're not having to put your so much faith in God in such big ways when you're overseas, or when you're in your own backyard, when you are just doing what God is asking you to do in those moments. So I just hope that this maybe encourages you. Yeah, so that's my story.